Hey, what is going on, everyone? I'm so glad you took your time to spend with me right here today. I am your co-host for the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock Wilson, and last night we saw NXT live in the Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. The show kicked off with a six-man tag team action when the Shield took on Scott Dawson, Axel Keegan, and Percy Watson in a six-man tag team match in which the Shield got the victory. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose started on NXT. And what better way to go back home to take over NXT? And really, when you're a group, a dominant force such as the Shield, you might as well take over every wrestling program. NXT, and they also took over Raw and SmackDown as well. So I like what the Shield is doing. And what was interesting is that after their match, when they cut a promo, Corey Graves interrupted and proposed a match for next week against any of the Shield members. And I like that Seth Rollins stepped up and said, I started it with you, I'm going to end it with you. So next week, Seth Rollins and Corey Graves meet one-on-one in a lumberjack match next week on NXT. Also last night, in a tag team divas match, were the Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki, facing the Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi, in which the Bella Twins got the win. I like that the result was not very cliched. So there was and when Naomi was going to tag in Cameron, when Cameron was going to tag in Naomi, it didn't happen, and the Bella Twins made sure it didn't happen and capitalized on that, and that's how they got the victory. I like when a tag team actually plays a little non-cliched moment and use it as their advantage, and that's what they did last night. And also, it feels like that NXT is the only show where the Funkadactyls can get away with Brodus Clay not coming with them, and they actually look good without tons of funk, especially without Brodus Clay, because remember, this is a show where everyone is under the microscope, and the Funkadactyls really felt that they have shown how they are as a team, and hopefully there's some sort of anchor in the Divas division upcoming in the next few weeks or months, and let's just see where it goes from there. Save the Divas division, and NXT is the only station on any wrestling program where the Divas actually have wrestling matches, and that tag team match was one of them. And even backstage, talking with Renee Young, talking to some divas on NXT, such as Summer Rae, and and the other interviewer as well. There was actually backstage segments talking to some, like I said, NXT divas such as Summer Rae and Emma. And the main event was William Regal versus Cassius Ohno. This match really felt like a classic pupil versus teacher match. Even it had some cringe moments where William Regal was really applying, some broken fingers to Cassius Ohno. It was really a brutal wrestling match, and then the way it was just done was just absolutely outstanding, and the way William Regal took bumps in that match was just golden, and it really felt like that those two superstars. It really didn't feel like this was their first match, even though it was. And they probably have wrestled before, in show some non-televised shows, and it really felt like that those two had been at it for months, and that was the match that needed to happen on NXT. And I like that William Regal got the victory because it felt like that this rivalry has now been closed. But I'm wondering if it's still going to be open or not, so we'll see in the weeks to come on NXT. And in 2 weeks from now on NXT, you will see 4 championship matches. The Divas title will be on the line. Caitlyn defends it against AJ Lee. The United States Championship will be on the line when Antonio Cesaro takes on Adrian Neville. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line, and finally Bo Dallas gets his Intercontinental Championship match. Raw has really dropped the ball on that because right now, I don't even know what to say with the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. I really don't. And I like that right now Bo Dallas is getting his match against Wade Barrett for the championship. And for the NXT Championship, it will be Big E Langston, the champion, taking on Brad Maddox. That's a little one-sided, yes, but will Brad Maddox pull out an upset? We'll see in 2 weeks on NXT. That was my review of last night's show. I'm your co-host, Mike McRock Wilson, for the MRB Wrestling Review Show. Get plenty of rest, and always do your best.